This is Mrs. Wilkoskis in the library. It is October 14th, 2016, and this video is for the CPA, CP World History writing assignment. Specifically, you can use it for any writing assignment that deals with needing to do research, but I'm going to use the topic from writing assignment number 2 on trade between regions, and basically did it have a positive or negative effect on people in the two regions during that time period of that early modern era. Okay, so I'm going to take you back out. Hopefully you remember how to get to the Flannery O'Connor Library. If you don't, go to the Extras tab, you come to Flannery O'Connor Library, and we're going to come down here and do our Pathfinder. Scroll down to find the U.S. History Pathfinder. Excuse me, World History Pathfinder. Okay, so these are the different databases that your librarians think would be most helpful. I'm going to show you how to use one because I think that might be enough. ABC Clio, if I show you stuff in this video and you need more, I'd start next with ABC Clio. A lot of the features are about the same. So once you get a handle of one database, it becomes a little bit easier to transfer those skills to another database. But I like the Gale databases because I'm going to show you why in a second. So we're going to go to World History and Context. I'm going to click through. Okay, Gale has two history and context databases, one called World History and Context, one called U.S. History and Context. Right now, it's just searching world history. If one of your regions is the Americas, whether it be North America or South America, click down here and allow it to search both. Otherwise, limit your search to world history, and then you won't cloud your results with results that you know you don't need because you're not doing the Americas. So I'm going to show you a few things that I have experienced. So I started out this process because I always do a little searching before I meet with you guys, and I did trade early modern era. And I got nothing. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. What am I doing wrong? And I switched my words around. Okay, because they're looking for a string of words together. Early modern era trade. Okay. So there you go. And I'd even might get different ones if I did this. I'm actually not going to do this right now. I'm going to just show you. Whenever you put something in quotations, it's going to look for those two words together. If you didn't know that, now you do. So there we go. So anyway, so I did trade early modern trade gave me this results. Here's my basic search term right here, early modern trade. I got 6 reference articles, 18 academic articles. An academic article is an article that is written for an academic audience, typically meaning at the college level. It is college professors, college researchers doing research at that level and publishing in their field. And so it's meant for other people in that field to read. So it's harder. Sometimes you'll see the Lexile level. Lexile level is the reading level, and they're usually pretty high up there. Don't get me wrong. I think you're probably advanced enough to read it if you're interested in it. So like in the academic articles, it's going to show you the first 3 hits, but you can click through and it'll show you more. It'll just keep going down. So in this case, the first 3 hits are all on the wine trade in early modern France. And it talks about, because I actually read it already, or I think the first one. It talks about how the international trade affected wine trade. It had become a regional thing, and it became a very, very profitable thing that they started exporting, and it became fancy. I don't think they use the word fancy. That's my word. And then reference articles. Click through here, drop them down. Reference articles typically easier to read, and it gives you a better background. It's what I typically start with. So here we've got early modern trade, and here this is what you got. And you can see, okay, this kind of makes sense with what we're talking about here. I'm going to show you, actually I should show you both US and world history because I found an article that I liked. Early modern, and it only pertained, oh, I spelled early wrong, sorry. Oh, I got it anyway. It only pertained to trade with Americas, but it was a really nice overview article on trade with the Americas in exactly the time period that you're looking for. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to show you that I felt like, okay, so 7 articles, it's not a whole lot, but look at this. So I've got this Encyclopedia of Early Modern World. Okay. That sounds like it's exactly what I'm looking for, right? So I'm going to go into advanced search and I'm going to look for trade and I'm going to look, that's my keyword. Okay. Basically what it's about, what I'm thinking about, and I'm going to look for it in that publication title. This is drop down, so you can change this stuff. Like if you knew who the author was or whatever, you could change all this stuff. But I'm looking for it specifically in the title of this book. I want to find any articles about trade in this encyclopedia. Okay, now I got 62 reference articles. And if you notice, when I'm going to expand this, it's all dealing with Europe. So this specific title is only going to work if you're doing trade with Europe. But chances are, if you're doing trade with Europe, whichever, you're going to find something. Here's trade with North America, triangular trade pattern. That's that whole where they're trading between 3 different countries. Slave trade, sub-Saharan, sub-Saharan Africa, so that'd be Europe-Africa trade, Europe-Asia trade. I'm sure there's Europe-Chinese trade. It goes on and on. So I really wanted you to check this out because this is really, really nice. Okay, so let's say you are going to study, let's see, here we go. We know this is I'm going to use this one just because that's the time period that you guys are using. So we're going to talk about fur trade with North America and Europe. Okay, so once you come over here, this right here is not working right now. I have no idea why. I'll figure it out. But what you can do is you can click on it and you can highlight. Oh, there we go. There we go. I've been working on this and it hasn't worked. There we go. I can highlight it. I can take notes. I can say blah, 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 save. And then I can come down here. Let's say this is for a different highlight, but maybe it makes a different point. I can highlight in a different color and say blah, 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 and hit save. Okay. This is the best part of the whole thing. I can hit download. It defaults to save to your Google Drive. So it's going to download this. It's going to ask you, if you're already logged into your Google Drive, it's going to go ahead and save it. Let me come over. Document has been sent to Google Drive and will appear shortly. Okay, basically it takes a copy of this entire article, it sends it over to your Google Drive, and it even gives you a citation. However, I do not think the citation's in Chicago. I think the citation by default goes over in MLA. So what you want to do is come over here to Chicago and grab your citation, and you can copy and paste it in your document. Okay, so when we cite here at Pius, we skip all that, what I just showed you. We just do the root of the database URL, which is right there, galegroup.com. Okay. I cannot promise you that all these citations are perfect, but they're a great place to start. You oftentimes need to edit and change things up, and I can do that with you another day. But just grab your citation so you have it, and it's all going to be there in your Google Drive. And I think it forms a folder in your Google Drive, and I think it's titled either Gale or Gale World History and Context. You go find it, and the whole thing's in your Google Drive. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to help.